Downstairs, the first gallery is a display separate to this part of the show, which is a small display to showcase a project that I'm working on in France at the moment. I was asked to make a project about Wilfred Owen, and I could do anything I wanted to do. And I eventually alighted on this house, the Forester's house, where Owen had written his last letter home in the basement to his mother before he was killed in battle, and tragically killed 4 days or so before, I can't remember exactly how many days, 4 or 5 days before the end of the First World War. And his mother received a telegram on the days of his death, on the day of, actually as the bells were ringing out for the armistice. So it was pretty profound, pretty tragic timing, to say the least. And it was a project where I wanted to make something where I took more of a back seat, so I wanted to create a venue for his poetry. So I've designed, it's not a memorial and it's not a museum, it's to completely transform the house, but leave the basement intact. The house has been much mucked about with, so there's very little historical value left in the house itself. It's just a fairly generic Victorian, late 19th century house, sort of vernacular of the area. My idea is to transform it, make the house white like a bleached bone, to lift the roof so it's like an opening glazed roof, and to create a single space, to gut the interior of the building and an area where this poetry could be projected or other poets' work can be projected. It's a bit more like the way a musician produces another musician's album or something like that. I know it sounds a really banal way of talking about it, but it's less like me making a Simon Patterson work and more like me. It's not exactly I'm not touching the work, but I'm giving a context a new context for the work. The reason for showing it here is to actually try and raise some money here, because France has been very generous. The region around Lille, the government of that city is going to pay for half the construction, and it would be nice to get some funding from Britain as well. I mean, the French have their own war poets, so that's quite understandable. And he wasn't really known. The village didn't even know why people were visiting this grave until about 10 years ago. I mean, why this single grave was being picked out by visitors. There's a print edition which the gallery has generously supported me and has funded, is a print edition to raise some money towards, or the proceeds of that will go towards the house.